Yes, I'm ready.
All right, Madam Sergeant at Arms, you may begin the show.
Let us all begin this session the way we do with every Toastmasters meeting. I'm Nimisha Singla, your Sergeant at Arms for today. Welcome you all to this Odelay Odelay Yoodli Area K3 Division K District 124 event. Before we move on to any formal meeting, we want to recite some of the rules. But before that, let us all remind us about the club mission statement. We provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, by attending this remote session, you agree to the privacy policies of Toastmasters International as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. Some of your personal information such as name, image, and any shared messages may be shared with other meeting participants and will be recorded, who may use the recording in the future as it sees fit. Your remote attendance hereby discharges Toastmasters International as well as Zoom from all the claims, demands, rights, promises, damages, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use of distribution of said video recordings, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, and defamation. With this, I would like to recite some of the rules which we are going to follow for today's session. We are going to keep everyone on mute. And if you want to speak, you need to raise your hand and the tech master will unmute you and request you to speak at a proper time. You can use the chat. The chat will be open for all of you. You can use it whenever the host of the meeting is requesting you to get the responses. And with this, today is going to be a learning session, definitely the first ever session. So for Yoodli, I wish all the very best to everyone and let's have fun. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to both our MCs for the day. Toastmaster Yukta Sharda and Toastmaster Shantini Acharya. Over to you.
Hello, Yukta.
Shanti.
How was your Valentine's week? What did your boyfriend gift you?
Oh, it was a great week. He gave me this beautiful dress with a necklace. Wait, check your phone. I'm just sending you.
Oh, wow. Where did they buy this from?
It's from Why So Beautiful app.
That's so nice. Shopping from apps has become so easy nowadays. By the way, what are you doing right now?
Don't ask. I have an interview tomorrow and none of my friends are available. I don't know how will I practice. Will I get even selected or not? More than that, who will tell me if I'm practicing it correctly or not?
Why don't you try Yoodli?
What's that?
Oh my God. You have so many questions. Look at your expressions. Instead of me answering them, why don't you attend a fun educational session organized by Area K3? Odelay Odelay Yoodli.
Odelay Odelay. What? What's that?
Odelay Odelay. It's an affirmation. Say yes, yes, Yoodli.
That sounds interesting. Let me attend. Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters and our esteemed guests. This is a special event organized by Area K3 Division K, District 124. We, Yukta, Sarda,
Shanti, Acharji are the hosts for today's event. Odelay Odelay Yoodli. Before we move any further, we would like to know how excited are you? So why don't you all come on camera and say Odelay Odelay Yoodli?
Yoodli. Let's try one more time and give people a chance to come on camera.
Yes. All of you come on camera and say Odelay Odelay Yoodli.
Let us begin. 1, 2, 3. Odelay,
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 Yoodli.
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 Well, isn't that great to see your enthusiasm? I bet not only will you enjoy this event, but you will get educated about this AI-powered speech coach, Yoodli app.
Yes, indeed. So why are we keeping them waiting?
Yes. Just like any Toastmasters meeting, our meeting is also divided into 3 sections. First is the prepared speech section, where the prepared speaker will come in front of you and speak for 5 to 7 minutes. The person has prepared for several weeks or a day, who knows, right? But he will come in front of you and speak for 5 to 7 minutes.
The second session is the table topics, where you train your brain, where you'll be given a topic from the table topic master, and you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes.
And last not the least, the section where I'm excited and nervous at the same time is the evaluation section. So why are we keeping them waiting, Shanti?
Wait. Before we move any further, our Toastmasters meetings are always governed by a timer. So let us introduce the timer for today. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Monish Chaurashia, the timer for today. Well, the timer will display the green card at the minimum qualifying time. He'll display the yellow card at the maximum qualifying, at the median qualifying time, and the red card at the maximum qualifying time, and continue to do so till the end of the speech. Timer, Toastmaster Monish Chaurashia, if you could display the timer card so that this is the green card will be shown at the minimum qualifying time, yellow card at the medium qualifying time, and the red card till the end of the speech and from the maximum qualifying time. Thank you, Toastmaster Monish Chaurashia.
So let's now begin with our first session, that is the prepared speech session. Our speaker for today is our beloved District 124 Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Kaushik Bhattacharya. He's a research and development professional, a poet, an anchor, and the most humble person that you can ever come across. So let's call upon this e-podium, and I will, timer, please note, the timing will start from his non-verbal or verbal action immediately after I say the topic in a way, name, topic, name. So, Distinguished Toastmaster Kaushik Bhattacharya, are you ready? Can you unmute yourself so that?
Yes, I am.
Sure. So let me begin. Distinguished Toastmaster Kaushik Bhattacharya, learning to learn, Distinguished Toastmaster Kaushik Bhattacharya.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. All of us were kids at one point of time in our life. And I was a little kid too, growing up, doing things, experimenting, trying to learn, and failing many a times as we go forward. When I was a kid, sometimes while playing, I used to fall and cut myself. Now, as a kid, most of the times I used to ignore it and run around. My mother used to call me close and point out the cut sometimes and show me ways to heal it. Sometimes I used to listen, but most times I ignored her advices as if she knew it all, I thought, and went about doing my business, going around the house or the locality playing with my friends. With time, sometimes these wounds used to get a little bitter for me, a little worse for my health. And then I used to go to her. and ask her, Mama, heal me instantly, she used to look at me and say, I told you so. But then she always used to help me find ways to heal my wounds. And she never used to poke me about for not listening to her the first time. After all, my mother was my biggest strength. Now, slowly, as I started growing a little bit in age, I realized that it is important to listen to advisors, especially when we don't want to listen to them, especially when we want to break free and run around and not let any injury stop us. Because sometimes advisors point out things that we are unable to see for ourselves. I also realized from my mother's actions that it is important, more important, to stop poking the wounds and let them heal. It is most important to help wounds heal than poking with our words to tell, I told you so. I realized the more I poke, the more my wounds used to linger on. In our life too, the more we poke the wounds that occur to us, through our actions, through our words, the more the pain lingers on. I feel leaders are like that exuberant, energetic, young, spirited soul. All of us have ideas. All of us want to go places. All of us want to be there, run around, achieve dreams, goals for us, for people who are with us. And as a leader, I want to chase my dreams too, set my goals, and sometimes forget that my plans are not perfect. At those moments, I need my mother, my mentors, my teammates, my people to give me feedback. Now, when these feedback come pouring at me, sometimes I agree with those feedbacks. And sometimes I don't. But I know if I don't listen to the people, if I don't imbibe the feedback, I cannot grow further. Feedbacks are like those medicines that my mom used to give me when I was a child. That helps our plans heal, so that we can run around freely chasing our dreams across, within the house, outside of our house, within our box, and even outside the box, chasing the dreams that we want to achieve and the dreams that we want to go to. Now, some medicines like this are like Dettol, a liquid that we use in India to heal wounds. And whenever we put it on, it burns. It hurts more for a little bit of time. But I respect the hands who apply the medicines, for I learned that as a kid, if I keep poking the wound, it will not heal. But if I respect the advisors, if I respect the advisor, and sometimes when mend my ways to heal, I can run around again. As a kid, I used to run around the entire place. I used to run around from one place to the other and listen and find out ways of chasing my dreams, playing with my friends, and sometimes I used to fail. As a grown-up person, you, me, we all have our aspirations, where we feel that this is the time which is right for me to take this decision. Like today morning, I wanted to wake up early, but when the alarm rang, I felt this is the time I need to snooze it and go back right to sleep, because it's a weekend. And at those playtimes, my mom again came in and woke me up and said, get up, it's already afternoon. Sometimes in our life, we need these advices. Sometimes we feel hurt at the advices. Sometimes we feel as if you know it all. But if we don't listen to these feedbacks, these advices from people who really care or matter, we cannot find out the ways by which we can grow and develop further. We all need to be open, receptive, I think, so that we can choose for ourselves what suits the best for us, for our people, to reach the goal, to fly to the destination that we want to. The healing hands and the healer who heals are people who sometimes may bring momentary pain through their actions. But in the end, if we choose the right healer and the right words to accept, we can go around, chase our dreams, and achieve what we want to do for us and for the people who are with us. Thank you so much.
Well, what a great speech. Keep the round of applause going for distinguished Toastmaster Kaushik Bhattacharya. Thank you.
Yukta,
Hey, Shanti.
okay, tell me something. How does the moon cut its hair?
How?
Eclipse it. Eclipse it. Isn't that funny?
Do you really think it's funny? Did you not attend the humorous speech workshop by District 41 humorous speech champion?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the person who is Area K3 mentor, a researcher at TCS, researcher business analyst by profession, currently serving as the District 124 Associate Club Growth Director. And he is Mr. Funny Board of District 124 and Mr. Dependable, as Distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh would like to address him as. Please put your hands together for Distinguished Toastmaster Rudradev Roy Chaudhary as he plays the role of table topic master for tonight. Distinguished Toastmaster Rudradev Roy Chaudhary, the e-podium is all yours.
Thank you all and welcome to this table topic section in such a unique meeting. Yes, it is true that I'm passionate about this technology, and that is why I chose to be in this meeting, because this is my domain. How artificial intelligence is transforming our lives. And today we are going to see how the computer is going to listen to our topics and think for us, as well as what we are speaking along with us. As you may know, table topics is the skill of speaking impromptu. And just as we have to speak impromptu in situations in life where we do not have any time to think, we are going to practice that skill here by getting a topic on the spot, which I will be giving, and you can speak anything on the topic. You have to start speaking immediately on it. Timer, please note the time will be 1 to 2 minutes for everyone. So the green card will be shown at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and the red card at the end of 2 minutes. There's a grace period of 30 seconds on the higher side, while there is no grace period on the lower side. So you can speak for a maximum of 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Guests, if any, who are not Toastmasters are welcome to change their topic, and we can give another topic, because of course we need some little bit of push to start our journey as Toastmasters and table topic speakers. For Toastmasters, you have no rights whatsoever to change your topic, so you have to speak on the first given topic. But I promise you, I will be giving you speakable general topics that you all know about, so don't worry about that. So now, let us call upon a few speakers. So may I request for volunteers, let the first topic go to a volunteer, and then I will pick more speakers. So can I have a show of hands on the video, or we can have
Hello,
hello,
Ilias.
Ilias.
Yes.
Okay, Ilias, thank
Thank you for unmuting.
Thank you for your volunteer. As you, would you like to take that first topic?
Yes.
Okay. So Ilias, your topic is: it is better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener at war. It is better to be a warrior in a garden or a gardener at war. Toastmaster Ilias.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than gardener at war. Well, I do believe in this world, everybody has their own talents. Well, I don't want to mention religion here, but I believe that every single people in this world has got their own talents and they should develop it. When I was in senior high school, I was in the what we so-called prestigious classroom. I have a privileged classroom that most of it, the students are the smartest on my batch. So I was like top 30 students on my batch or my, yes, batch. And then, can you guess? I was yes, you got it right, top 30. It means that I am the least smartest of the top 1 and 1 to 30. And then it is okay because we have our own war and our own domain. Most of my friends will go to the math Olympics, physics Olympics, language Olympics, and so many great Olympics. When it is science class, so like chemical and biology Olympic also. And can you guess what Olympics that I go to? Yes, English class, English Olympic. So proud of it because I'm the only one that sent into the Olympics. So that's true that it's better to be a warrior in a garden than gardener at war because I am the greatest student in English at my batch, my classroom at that moment. And yes, I won several awards and trophies. Thank you. Back to you, DTM.
Thank you for unmuting me and letting me continue this section. So that was a wonderful speech. Thank you for giving us a very great start to this table topic section. Next, let me pick one person, whoever I don't know, because it's best to listen to newer perspectives. So Rajesh M, Toastmaster Rajesh, are you there and would you like to take on the table topic? I think it's not the best idea. Let me look for another Toastmaster who's on video. Toastmaster Kit, are you there? Would you like to take a topic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Your topic is don't go through life, grow through life. Don't go through life, grow through life. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. Don't go through life, grow through life. Most of us grow through life one way or another. The question is, what direction is that growth going to go? We all make progress through life, and we can choose to have that progress go very slowly and go in a very safe and easy way, or we can choose that path to push back our comfort zones, to take on new challenges, to learn new things. And if that is the path that we choose, we are going to grow through life. Many of us as members of Toastmasters have joined so that we will grow, in our ability to deliver public speaking, develop our public speaking skills, or that we will grow in our leadership skills. Now, for me, my life is simply every day one of growth. Every day I'm looking to learn more things, which is why I'm attending this session, to learn from my friend and guru, Cajetan. And through that, I will grow, and then I will take that information and I will choose as my path to pass that information on to other people, to share that with my friends, my work colleagues, and other people I know in Toastmasters. So I will choose to grow, but I also choose to grow the people around me. I get more pleasure in seeing their growth than in my growth. And so the more I can grow, the more I can help other people and help them to grow. And so without doubt, the choice that I make in my life is to grow through life, not just to potter along in my safe little lane, slowly not growing and not helping others. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. And yes, it is true. We all want to have a way to grow, and that is our opportunity. So well spoken. And I have another volunteer. So may I request Toastmaster Vaibhavi to speak on the topic, next topic?
Sure, Toastmaster Rudra.
So can I have you on video, please, Vaibhavi?
Actually, I have internet issues, so I'm sorry.
Ah, okay, okay. Okay, let's hear from you. Would you are you able to unmute?
Yeah.
Okay. So your topic is laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone.
Mr. Table Topic Master is bringing out a beautiful dichotomy, loneliness versus the teamwork. Yes. By laughing, we spread out joy, happiness, positivity, optimism, the goodness to the world that the world is craving for so much. So the world will laugh with me when I laugh my gut out. But when I cry, when I vent out my anger, my vengeance, my sadness, I will go to the bathroom, lock myself and cry because I don't want others to see my tears, my weakness, my fragility. Here, the topic is not that whether we have to cry in public or laugh in private, but the topic is that the world needs happiness, the betterment, because there is so much sadness already. So yes, when we laugh, when we accept all the flaws and still stand strong as a fighter, the world will say, we are with you. They smile with you, they laugh with you, they encourage you. But when you lose hope, when you deny life, when you refuse to take up what comes your way, then you'll be all alone, crying, sulking. Do you want that? Over to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I request the host to make me co-host, please, so I can unmute myself. And next, let us have, is Toastmaster Arnav, would you like to take a table topic?
Sure.
Okay. So your table topic is, if you follow all the rules, you will miss all the fun. If you follow all the rules, you will miss all the fun.
Why to follow rules? Why to fall in line? Why to make your life boring? Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, a very good evening to one and all, to this lovely meeting where we are seeing 100-year-old organization join hand with something that has been the buzzword of this decade. Do you think it would have been possible if everybody followed rules, if everybody followed what was the right and the society's norm of what should be right? Let me take you to the time when I was in school. For me, the most dreaded moment while I was in school was when the parent-teacher meetings used to happen. Because I was not worried during the open days. by the luck of it, I used to fare well in studies. However, the PTMs were the ones when life was not easy. Every time, every subject teacher, every maths teacher of mine, every single teacher that I came across, even my physical education teacher had something to tell me, rather my parents, about this is your kid is doing well. However, he should fall more in line. He should follow rules. But fellow Toastmasters, if you follow rules, then what fun do you have? What fun do you have if you have not opened your tiffin box in the classroom when your history teacher is talking about the great Battle of Plassey? Like, who cares of Battle of Plassey? I care of the Maggie that my mom has cooked for me after 7 days of request. Fellow Toastmasters, the choice is yours. Don't do it when you're driving on road. Follow traffic rules, but while you're off-road, you can go off rules. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, you are right. All the rules are not to be followed. Sometimes we need the fun. So for our last table topic, I have a volunteer, and it is Toastmaster Diana. So Diana, would you like to give a try to the last topic? Okay, could someone please unmute her? Okay. So Diana, your topic is the tongue has no bones, but is strong enough to break a heart. The tongue has no bones, but it is strong enough to break a heart. That's Master Diana.
Diana, you can write your answer in the chat and then we will read it out to everyone. Okay. Meanwhile, if we have Joanne Joseph in the room, would you like to take this topic and say something?
Can you please repeat the topic again? I'm sorry.
Yes. The topic is the tongue has no bones, but is strong enough to break a heart. The tongue has no bones, but it is strong enough to break a heart. That's Master Joanne.
The first question that comes to my mind is, why is human heart so fragile that it can be broken so easily? And why does it matter that the tongue has a bone or not? Is bone that strong? I mean, I have had fractures multiple times in my life, and I have seen people literally having fractures like in their toes, in their fingers. So that doesn't mean that bone is extremely strong, that if you don't have a bone, you can, like not hurt your heart or vice versa. So the question itself makes me think deeply about the fact that it's not the strength of the heart or the strength of the tongue, but the strength of word. Words, my dear friends, can make or break lives. Words can change people. Your heart, your mental health, your physical health for that matter, can be changed by words. A simple motivation from someone who loves you can literally push you into a direction where your whole identity can be changed. That power is what word has. And one of the ways to convey that word is through your tongue. I mean, there are multiple ways. Like Diana is right now writing it down. No way is the power of that word that she is going to write less than the power of the word that I'm speaking. Word, whether written or spoken, can make people, break your hearts, at the same time, bring them together. So think about it. Forget your tongue, forget your heart, focus on words and learn to express them in any way, like the way I'm speaking or like the way Diana is right now writing. And remember, with these words, we are right now sitting here and changing lives. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Joanna. And it's right, just like Mohammad Katani said in his World Championship winning speech, words are powerful and they can change everyone's life for the better or for worse. Lastly, I would like to call Gayatri to read out Diana's response that she has sent to her. So, Gayatri, if you have the response, could you please read it out?
Diana, are you ready with your answer? Okay, so she's going to take a little more time. So we can hand over to the MCs and move forward, and we can come back to her answer towards the end.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed the topics and enjoyed speaking on them. Let's see what the AI evaluator has for us. But till we get to that, let us hand over the podium to our wonderful MCs, Yukta and Sayanti. Over to you.
Keep the round of applause going for our distinguished Toastmaster, Odelay Yoodli. Thank you. It was an amazing session. I could not stop blushing and could not stop smiling with the amazing speakers who came on this podium. Let's congratulate them as well. Please, come on. Well.
Yes, now is the time that I have been waiting for. Today, I'm going to meet that person because of whom my term as Vice President Public Relationship was so smooth. And you know what? All accolades that I have been adorned with, Division K, is because of him.
Okay. I understand you are very excited. Who is he?
Our workshop presenter is a technology enthusiast and a passionate tech Toastmaster. He is 2 times distinguished Toastmaster. He has combined these 2 interests to create his popular channel, Tech for Toastmasters, where he shares his knowledge about the latest technology trends and how they can be utilized by Toastmasters to enhance their public speaking skills. Today, he will share his knowledge of one such technology platform, Yoodli, that uses AI to enhance your journey in public speaking. So, what we need, put your hands together and welcome distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan Barretto.
Thank you, MCs, for that wonderful welcome. I hope I can live up to that. And today's session, my friends, is all about practicing. Forget about artificial intelligence, forget about technology. Really, the focus today I want is on practicing. Especially when we want to deliver something important at work, or maybe even at an event. You have been asked to say a few words. And how do you prepare for it? How do you practice it? I hope all of you practice, right? Give me a thumbs up that you practice before delivering an important speech. In fact, for me, practice is like Mark Twain said, the famous American author. He once said that for him, it takes at least 3 weeks to prepare an impromptu speech, the table topics that we have just heard. So imagine how much we need to practice when we want to deliver something much more important. I practice. I practice in front of the mirror. I practice when I'm driving in my car. I even practice in front of my wife. And I get feedback in all 3 cases. For example, when I practice in front of the mirror, it is self-evaluation. Since I am the author and the critic, I am biased. I will always say, wow, that's great. You have done an amazing job. When I'm practicing in the car, I get feedback from the other motorists who look at me strangely. What is this guy doing in his car? When I practice in front of my wife, the feedback I get depends on many parameters. Has she had a good cup of tea with the right amount of milk and sugar? I'll get good feedback. Is she upset with me because I forgot her birthday once, 20 years ago? The feedback would be perhaps more challenging. But in all these 3 cases, I get feedback. And if you ask me, the feedback that I truly appreciate is the one given by my wife, because she cares about me and wants to make sure that I succeed. But what if you could get feedback any time of the day or night, 24/7? And that is the topic of discussion. That is to get feedback for the things that you practice. So again, the focus here is on practicing to deliver something. And you could get feedback from different people, your mentors, your coaches, but also an additional tool in your arsenal of improving your public speaking skills. Don't think of what I'm saying today as a replacement of what we already have, the human connections. Wherever possible, our feedback should be always from a human that we trust and we aspire to be. But an additional tool always helps. So that is what we are going to do today. My name is Cajetan Barretto. As mentioned by our lovely MCs, I am a technology enthusiast, and I recently found about Yoodli. I knew about it for some time, but I really got into it a few weeks ago. And in fact, I signed up to become what we call a Yoodli ambassador, somebody who is there to spread the word on Yoodli. And that's what I'm doing here today. Let me switch my screen. So we are going to talk about how we can make use of artificial intelligence in a public speaking development. So for today's session, we will keep our microphone muted. If you have any questions, do put your queries in the chat, and where possible, use the speaker view. In Toastmasters, we always consider safety as a priority. So make sure you are aware of your surroundings, and in case of emergency, you know how to safely exit. So let's start by saying, what is Yoodli? So Yoodli is an AI, artificial intelligence powered speech coach. So think of it as I said, an additional tool in your arsenal to improve your communication skills. Now, who better to explain a little bit more about that than the founder of Yoodli itself? So let me share a small video clip that was provided to me by Varun Puri, who founded this along with his partner Isha. So I'm going to okay, so that's my desktop, and I hope you can hear his speech. Let me play it.
Hi everyone, my name is Varun. I'm one of the founders of Yoodli. It's such an honor to be with you all, even though virtually and asynchronously. A big thank you to members of District 124, to Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh, and especially to Cajetan, our champion Yoodli ambassador, for facilitating this session. Our dream behind Yoodli is to be your private, judgment-free, secure speech coach, to be an augmentation of your Toastmasters club experience, such that anytime you're talking, Yoodli is by your side and gives you feedback. Varun, you're interrupting women more than men, or you're talking way too quickly, or you're using too many filler words. Duolingo has done this to language learning, and Grammarly has done this to writing. The goal behind Yoodli is to give you judgment-free feedback on the way you speak, anytime you speak. Cajetan is an expert Yoodli ambassador and our champion across the Middle East. You are in excellent hands as you get started with this session. Happy speaking.
So that was Varun Puri. I had asked him to record a short message for all of us here, just to give his vision about what Yoodli is all about. And I'm going to expand on this topic for the rest of the session. Before we get into Yoodli, I'm sure most of us have become fascinated with artificial intelligence, especially in the last few weeks or months? Tell me or raise your hands or put in the chat if you have used ChatGPT. And if so, why don't you put in the chat some of the questions that you asked ChatGPT and what kind of response did you get? Was it good? Were you happy with it? Did you use it to write an essay for your homework or something else? So I would like to get some feedback on. Jyoti says, are you the most intelligent one? Was that a question you asked ChatGPT? I got it to, okay. Kit says he got it to write a love letter to his girlfriend. And he shared this before at the beginning of the meeting that his girlfriend was floored by the love letter that was created by this artificial intelligence ChatGPT. And I had told him, if he had told me this before February 14th, I could have also used it. But now the truth is out there. MC Yukta has used it to make study timetable. The result was satisfactory. Great. Anybody else? So an important aspect of artificial intelligence or this new tools that we call generative AIs. So we always had artificial intelligence. We had AI that could play chess, but the new type of AI that is sort of making our imaginations go wild is this concept called generative AI, where it learns from your previous query and it can expand on your previous query. So ChatGPT is one such AI. For example, if I want to ask it to write, as I said, an essay on the benefits of communication, I could simply write in the chat, write a story on the benefits of communication. Okay, that anybody could do, but I could say list at least 3 key benefits. Make sure you add a joke on communication. There should be a strong opening and a conclusion. So I have given it instructions. Let me try to make it a little bigger so you can see what I'm typing. And this is my brief to ChatGPT. And let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so it starts with a story. Once upon a time in a far off land, there was a kingdom. I don't know what this has got. Okay, let's read it. One of the secrets of the king's success was his skillful use of communication. Okay, so it is creating now a story about communication, the key benefits of communication, another benefit of communication, the third benefit of communication. Remember, I asked it to give me 3 benefits of communication, right? And then it continues with the story about the joke, I guess, because I had asked it to include a joke. So here's joke is, you know what they say, Your Majesty, communication is the key to successful relationship. Unless you are talking to a pirate, then it is R and ahoy all the way. Well, I don't know whether that's a good enough joke, but if I was not happy with it, I could say, I'm not happy with the joke. Can you replace it with another? And it will happily do that. So I could then replace only the joke part of that story, and then I could continue. Why am I doing this, why am I talking about ChatGPT when we are here to talk about Yoodli? Because Yoodli is based on the similar technology that you see in use here, in the sense that it can become better with the data that it is trained on. In fact, ChatGPT has become so famous, I would say. A week ago, my wife came running to me and said, "Hey, I went to the church and the priest was giving an entire sermon on ChatGPT." I said, "What was the sermon all about?" And she said, "It was about a man interacting with ChatGPT." And so this man asks ChatGPT, "What is 2 plus 2?" And ChatGPT looks at its database and responds and says 2 plus 2 is 4. And because it's a generative AI, the man can ask ChatGPT and say, "I had a conversation with my wife and she insists that 2 plus 2 is 5. So there is a pause in the response from ChatGPT, and ChatGPT says, my database is only up to 2021. If your wife says that 2 plus 2 equals 5, then that must be correct, because as we all know, the wife is always right." And this was a sermon. So you can imagine how AI is changing our world. And today we are talking about using AI to improve our communication. And how do we do that? So I'm going to share my screen once again. So Yoodli, as of now, first of all, is completely free. So those of you who are in this room, please sign up and at least experiment with it. You don't have to pay anything. If you are a Toastmaster, then you might know that last month there was a tie-up between Yoodli and Toastmasters. So if you log into your Toastmasters account and you go to your profile and you scroll down, you will find Yoodli as part of your profile. So you could click on this and it will take you to Yoodli. You can, of course, access Yoodli outside of Toastmasters. If you're not a Toastmaster, also you can use it. But the only difference I see is that going forward, the public Yoodli, there might be a subscription charge, because you cannot keep a product like this free. It requires a lot of resources to do all these computations that we will see it performing. But if you're from a Toastmaster, yeah, there is a relationship, there is some connection between them. So from your profile, you can always access. There is a small difference between the Yoodli that is used by Toastmasters and the Yoodli that I will demonstrate here. But generally, they are there to help us to improve our public speaking. So what are the things you can do? Once you sign up for Yoodli, the first thing I suggest you all do is have a look at the courses that are available. All these courses are free. There is a course from the founder himself, whom we heard a few minutes ago. So he has a quick course on the fundamentals of public speaking. Maybe half an hour is what you need to spend on it. And there are other courses by famous coaches and public speakers. Isha is the co-founder of Yoodli. So you could go through her course where she gives you tips on interviews. That is the free courses that you can access straight away. But other than that, there is this whole set of speeches by famous personalities. You would see them: Richard Branson, Sheryl Sandberg, the CEO of Facebook until recently, Mark Zuckerberg, Greta Thunberg. These are all famous names. And one thing you will notice is, for example, if you take up this speech by Zendaya, she is a famous actress, very young. And let me click on that speech. And the first thing you will see is that you will get the speech here, and then what we call the transcript. So the transcript is the AI system automatically detecting what you have spoken and converting that into words. You can see all the filler words because she's young, she's not an expert in public speaking, she is an actress, so most likely she reads her lines. And you can, of course, listen to the speech.
Thank you so much. This is an absolute honor. I'm incredibly grateful.
So you can
to,
see
be
the
here today
filler
with all you
words
beautiful, beautiful people.
of the speaker. Once you check the transcript, what you can do is you can look at the coach comments. The coach comments is the AI trying to figure out what is it that you spoke. It creates a summary of your key takeaways. Also, it will suggest one or two places that you can rephrase the paragraph. It will give you more active words rather than passive words. So in this case, the entire paragraph has been sort of rephrased rather than saying, I'm truly humbled, and then all of this extra words, it just says, I'm truly humbled to stand before all of you tonight. I'm only 23 years old and still learning so much, and so forth. And you could use that if you wish and incorporate it into your speech. It doesn't rephrase the entire speech, at least as of now, but it does identify at least one key place that you could have rephrased your speech. It highlights your filler word usage. It highlights some weak phrases. And then on the right-hand side, if you go, it will give you, let me remove myself from the screen for a few minutes so you can see it clearly. There you go. So here the word choices are highlighted. What are the top keywords? And the good thing about it is that if you want to identify this word and that has been repeated, so it's a repetition, all you have to do is go to the speech and click on this button and it will play that segment.
And figure.
So you can see and has been spoken. So that's why it has highlighted it. Let's check what this is.
Sometimes I go and I go and I go and I think.
So a repetition of an I go and I go and I go. So this is where it highlights to you to avoid returns. You can see there is a high usage of filler words, 20 fillers, 7%. 15 ums, 2 likes, 2 you know. And you can play that and check where it happened.
To be here tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you, GQ, for having me.
You noticed it? Right. Then also you can look at the delivery. 201 words per minute. That's a pretty high speed. So the suggestion would be to speak at a lower rate, at least 170, slower than 170 words per minute anyway. So this tells you whether you're fast or slow or just right. Your pacing variation is much higher than average here. So that is how you can make use of Yoodli. But what about us practicing our own speech? Because that's what we are here for. So if you click on the left-hand side here, let me bring myself on the screen once again. So here we have what we call the library. And these are all the speeches that I have either recorded or uploaded, or in this case, sometimes a Zoom meeting. So the latest one is, of course, today's Odelay Odelay Yoodli. I will do this after a few minutes, but before that, I want to show you a few things. So this is your library. This is where you can review videos that you have uploaded or recorded. If you just want to quickly record a speech to see how you sound and what Yoodli has to say about it, you can simply click on the record button and you can click record a speech, and you can do it in real time. So when you do that, it will open up a window. All you have to do is hit the start button, and once it says 0, you start speaking. Whatever you had planned, whatever speech you had prepared, start with a good opening, start talking about your points, the core message of your speech, and when you are done, you will have a strong conclusion, a call for action, and when you're done, click the stop button. And then click on save recording. So this will now go into your library, and at the same time, if you wait for around 20-30 seconds, it will process your speech, it will give you the transcript, it will give you the coach's comments. Let's come to it a bit later on. Let me go to this library. So it is still processing here. So this is the first option, that is, you simply click on record and you can record a speech and it will give you the analytics after a minute or so. If you have recorded previously a speech and you have it on your computer or somewhere else, you can upload it here. And this is what I did when Varun sent me his speech. I clicked on the upload button and then I could browse the files where I have stored it on my computer, and then I uploaded it, and that is what you see here, the Varun's message. Let's open it and check what it says about Varun. How was his speech? Let's evaluate him. Once again, we have the transcript. And the important thing about transcript here, especially for us in this part of the region, where we tend to speak with an accent, right? So the English is the language we are speaking, but we are not, at least most of us, except I guess Kit and some others here, we are not native English speakers. So how well does the AI understand us? There could be two reasons that you should look at this transcript very carefully to see whether it has understood everything that you have said. And the two reasons could be, as I said, first could be the accent that we speak in. Is it clearly understood by the AI? The second could be a technical problem. That is, we might not be Zoom. Okay. My wife is performing the quality control. So she told me that she cannot read the content clearly. Could you zoom? So I'm zooming this on the screen. So there are two problems when we talk about transcript not being clear. One is, as I said, our accent. So how we could overcome that could be to speak slower or to enunciate clearly. And the second thing is maybe a technical problem. Maybe your microphone is not good, so it is not picking up the message clearly, or you're speaking too far from the microphone, so it cannot understand what you're saying. And that is very important, because if the AI cannot understand your words, it also means the audience might have challenge understanding you. So always go through the transcript when you practice and see where you have a problem. You will notice that it will always have a problem with names. So here, for example, Varun was trying to talk about Gayatri, right? So Gayatri Deshmukh. So it has kind of not got that correct. Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh. Why is that? Because AI doesn't know about Gayatri. This is not a common name in the AI space, at least, which had it on the data on which it has trained. Cajetan has been translated as Khan. So as far as names are concerned, it's fine. You can ignore it, because when you listen to him, You know what the word was, but the other common words, English, did it capture that properly? Toastmasters Club experience. Yeah, it got most of it right. That means he was articulate. Let's see what the coach has for Varun. He did a nice job. Any rephrasing? So here the AI is suggesting to answer certain questions based on his speech. What inspired you to create Yoodli? How does Yoodli provide feedback to users and so forth? Yeah, there is a rephrase suggested here. Great. Let's get to the library and open up our meeting that I have recorded from the beginning till the time that I took over, the Odelay Odelay Yoodli meeting. Now, this is a very interesting new feature that has been provided by Yoodli. What it has done is it has recorded a Zoom meeting. And how it has done it, before I go through this, I want to show you how it has done it. If you notice on the left-hand side, there is something called Yoodli for Zoom. So if you're holding a Zoom meeting, as of now, Yoodli only works for Zoom. If you use Microsoft Teams, this will not work. But if you're using Yoodli for Zoom, what you will do is you can come here and in this, paste the link of your Zoom meeting. So this was the Zoom link for the meeting. Just click on it and say invite bot. And when I do that, let me try it now just to give you an idea. When I click on the invite bot, you will find that the Zoom bot comes into the meeting. Let me bring him. So it is trying to join the meeting. Maybe this is a wrong link. Let me just recheck it. Or let me try to join this one. Okay. Seems to be having some problem joining. Copy. I'll give it one more try. Okay, it came in. So as you can see, it's in the waiting room, and I guess our co-host or host has already brought him in the meeting, and you will find him now in the meeting as a person. Let me find out where he is and add him to the spotlight. So you can see now, this is not my bot. Can you spotlight Cajetan's Yoodli? Yeah, so that's like a person who has joined this meeting and it is recording this session. When I'm done, as of now, it can record maximum 1 hour, but you can also stop it by clicking on stop recording and it will disappear from the meeting. And what it does is it captures that conversation from the time it entered the meeting room till the time it exited, and it can do the analytics on it. And that's what I'm going to do now for the first hour of our meeting, which was over here. So first of all, let us look at some of the feedback that it has given us. Now, this is for the entire meeting, you must understand. So the use of filler words, it has been used 16 times. So we should use less of them. It identifies the weak word usages. Right has been used 5 times. We'll find out who has used them. Repeated sentence starters. What about four sentences with sometimes? Okay, interesting. Then sensitive use. It thinks guru is a sensitive use word. I don't know about that, but it's highlighted here. Somebody has used so much 6 times. There is some suggested rephrasing. We'll come to that. There is a section with no filler words. Great. Who was that? MC Yukta. Great job. Kit started 4 sentences with and. Interesting. We'll look at that. Rudra has used so. I mean, she has started 13 sentences with so. Something to look at. And these are the notes. So if I go to the transcript, again, we can look at the transcript. We can try and understand whether our words were understood and they were clear to the AI. And from what I can see here, we have done an excellent job. When we are assessing a Zoom meeting, one of the things I like to go through, and it is available only if you record a Zoom meeting, is this option called listening. And it highlights to us who is really taken part in this meeting. And each person here, as you can see, has been color coded. So Kaushak has spoken the most in this meeting, which makes sense because he was Kaushik was the speaker. Rudra was the next, then MC Sayanti, then SAA Nimisha, and then the rest are here. So this gives you an assessment of the engagement level in your meeting. Who's speaking? Who's silent? A very interesting analytics as far as a meeting is concerned. The next thing you can, of course, do is you can select an individual person from this meeting. And let's say our speaker, Kaushik, right? Here. And then I get the analytics only for that person. So here it highlights that there is a monologue of 6 minutes. That means continuous speaking for 6 minutes. But in this case, of course, we have to treat it as a positive because that was a speech of 6 minutes. It was necessary that this person spoke for 6 minutes. And there is a suggestion for Kaushik to consider asking at least 5 questions to keep others engaged. And in this case, it suggests that you have not asked any questions. You can play back your speech to identify moments where you could have asked questions. This is very interesting, I felt, that when you speak for 6 minutes, every 1 minute you could pause, engage the audience, ask them a question. Looking at the delivery, your conversation, your speed is perfect, 122. That is ideal speaking rate. As you can see, your pacing variation is well within that 110 to 160 kind of range. Smiles. Let's see whether you smile. It has identified at least 4 places where you smile. And we can actually look at it. Where are the places you smile? So at this point, let's click it.
For my health. And then I used to go to her. and ask her, Mama, heal me.
Okay, let's look at this point.
Sometimes forget that my plans are not perfect.
Okay. So you can see that it has identified smiles, and you can click on that section of the speech and get play it and try to identify it. Eye contact, it thinks that you have not had sufficient eye contact, 44%. And if you ask me, I was listening to your speech very minutely, and I felt that most of the time your eye contact was at either on the screen, either you were reading notes or you were just looking at the screen, but not at the camera. And this is where, for me, when I look at eye contact, most of us tend to forget that eye contact is not looking at the screen. So if I look at the screen, you will see that I'm not making eye contact, but actually I'm looking at you. So it's always important that when you're speaking, always look into the camera. That's your eye contact when you're on an online meeting. So this is what the AI has suggested. Try speaking more and more into the camera rather than at the screen. Looking at your transcript, I can see it's quite good. Of course, we don't have time to read the whole transcript, but I suggest what I will do is I will click on the share button and I will post this link in the chat. So anybody can review the entire meeting as it was processed by the Yoodli AI. Okay, what else can we do? There is a fun section here where Yoodli has tried to what we call gamify the whole process of becoming better at public speaking by playing games. So there are, as of now, 3 different games that you can play. I'm not very good at it, to be frank, but I'll just show you how we play those games. Let me switch on my camera. So we have a no filler game. There is a spinner yarn and there is a metaphor game. So how we play the no filler game is you just click on start playing. And the whole objective is to speak for at least 1 minute without the use of filler words. That's it. The objective is very simple. Speak without using filler words. So start playing, just click on this. If I gain the ability to time travel, what's the first thing I would do? I think I would go back in time to the time that I was a 4-year child and experience the life that I lived in as a child in my village. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to complete the game, but you got the idea. The whole idea is to keep speaking and speaking till you avoid the use of filler words till it becomes 1 minute over here. And as you speak, you can see your score going up. And if you use the filler words and so forth, then the count here goes up. So I have a count of 2 us, 1 and if I keep saying the same words, it keeps going up. And the whole objective is to score something like 700, 800, and so forth. You keep playing till you get that high score and you don't use filler words. So that is a gamification of public speaking. And most likely we will keep adding different games as we go along, and you will find as you log into Yoodli, these new features coming up. The Yoodli for Zoom, I have already explained. It is used to bring in Yoodli into your Zoom meeting for analysis. And the library is all your recordings that you can load, analyze. As of now, the limit for Zoom meetings is 1 hour. The limit for uploading any speech also is 1 hour. That's the limit. But I think that is more than enough for most of us. At this stage, I would like to open the floor for questions so that I can maybe show you something that I have not covered up till now.
There are many questions in the chat. You want me to read out, Cajetan?
Yeah, I might have missed the chat. Do you want me to go up and read, or do you want to control which are the questions you want me to address?
It's funny, your wish. However you want to take it.
All right. I'm trying to understand which is the first question.
First question is at 8:32 from Ilios. I'm not sure of your time. I can see. It's from Ilios, actually, after Diane posted.
Okay. So, Ilios, your question was the limit of the storage of a recording is?
No, there is a question before that. Is it available in another language except English?
Oh, yeah. So as of now, there is only English as a language for practicing. Maybe in future, there will be different languages. I will, as an ambassador, this is, I think, my first question. In fact, we were having a meeting just 2 days ago, and we were talking about not only different languages, but adapting it to different accents, rather than us trying to sound American so that we are clear. How about the AI itself is trained on the different accents? So maybe that is something that will be happening in the coming months.
The next question is, can anyone access our speech on our Yoodli?
So the answer is no. The privacy policy means that even the Yoodli staff are not allowed to access it except under very special circumstances. But we can share our speech with others for their feedback. And it's as simple as, let's say I have this speech of mine, I open it, and I would like you to look at this speech and provide your feedback. So what I will do is I will click on the share button, and I can type your email here, and it will go to you as an email, or I can click on this privacy settings, and I can click on anyone with the link can view, or only invited people can view. So if I say anyone with the link can view, and I copy this link and I email it to you, I send it to you via WhatsApp, then you'll be able to open exactly in this place as you see it here, and you can go through the whole transcript, the comments, and you can leave your own feedback too. How do we do that? If you click on the coach's comment, when you're reading this speech, and let's say you are listening to it, waiting for the Yoodli to be spotlighted. So what I have done, you might have noticed, is I have taken the Zoom link. So here, if I want to leave some feedback, all I have to do is let's say you're too fast, slow down. And I just click on this comment at 116, and I have put it in the Yoodli bot. And so this comment will be sent to the speaker for their feedback. So it's very good if you have recorded your speech, you want to share it with a couple of your close friends, your mentors, your coaches, and they can directly put their feedback in the speech itself at the point where they think that you need to change or you need to improve and so forth. Make sense?
Yeah. The next question, I think you have already answered. Should we make our Yoodli account from Pathways or Google?
Okay, it's a very interesting question, and let me show you the difference between the Toastmasters Yoodli that has been that is part of the collaboration between Toastmasters and Yoodli. The public one, which we have already seen, right? The public one allows us to record. It allows us to link to Zoom meetings. But what about Toastmasters? Let me show you what happens. If I go here in Toastmaster profile and I click Yoodli, it will ask me to log in so that it knows that I'm an actual TI member. I'm getting authenticated. And it takes me to a section of Yoodli that is slightly different than the one that I have shown you. And also you notice that they're not connected. The speeches that I recorded in my public Yoodli are different from the ones that I've recorded in Toastmasters Yoodli. These are my speeches that I have recorded in Toastmasters. Also, if you notice, the interface is slightly different. There are games for sure. The same 3 games are there, but you don't see the team Yoodli or you don't see the Yoodli bot. That means from your Toastmaster profile, you cannot record Zoom meetings. All you can do is you can record a speech, you can upload a speech, but not the Zoom functionality. But interestingly, there is something here that is not there in the public Yoodli, and that is table topics. Because table topics is a staple of Toastmasters. So you can click on it and then it will do the same thing. It will do a recording of a speech, but it will give you a table topic. Click start and speak for 1 minute. And it will give you feedback on your table topic. So the focus here is more from a Toastmasters perspective, practicing speeches, practicing table topics so that we can excel in our public speaking, at least from a Toastmasters perspective. Maybe later on in future, they will add the Zoom aspect here, but I don't know. That is a different topic. As of now, your Toastmaster membership gives you this version of Yoodli, and it is customized for Toastmasters.
The next question is about the referral code. What are the benefits about it?
Oh, that is, you know, it's a startup and they are trying to spread the word. So the whole idea bit of referral is to bring as many people as possible to Yoodli. So you can basically invite people to join by sending them an email. And if they join, then you will get some benefits. For example, it says here, if 25 people join, then you will get a 10 people join, then you will get a $25 gift card. So if you are interested in a $25 gift card, start spreading the word. Yeah, so that's the referral program.
Yeah. Next question is, in case of privacy issue, how do we make our video? I think you have spoken about this, about the access part. Let me go to the next question. Why does it automatically send in person message to everyone? So basically when the Yoodli entered, it sent message to everyone, right?
Yeah, this is part of the privacy issue. And I want to perhaps talk a little bit about it because, you know, when you are in a Zoom meeting and somebody starts recording, what's the first thing that you hear? This meeting is being recorded, right? So you are informed by Zoom that somebody is recording this meeting, which is important for us from a privacy perspective, that we want to make sure that what we are saying, if we want it to be shared or no. So that's why this part of informing people to make sure that their consent is there is by giving that. And you have to click on I accept or got it or something like that, right? Otherwise, it will not allow you to continue. So when somebody starts recording. Now, when Yoodli comes into the meeting room, there is no such audible notification to you. So the only way they could sort of get around it is by highlighting that video, showing you this meeting recording is going on, and then a message is shown to everyone saying that there is a robot or a bot in this meeting who's recording the session. And you could then decide, in my opinion, for a proper privacy, addressing the privacy issue, what you all have done at the beginning of the meeting is the right thing, that this meeting by default is being recorded. So you give a consent or you inform the attendees upfront. And if you all are planning to use Yoodli, then of course you can modify the script saying that there is a Yoodli bot who is also recording and assessing your speech. So please provide your consent and so forth.
Next question is, does it only record the one who's speaking or the chat also?
No, this is only recording, as you can see. Let me show you once again. Let me go to the public Yoodli and let me open our meeting. As you can see, the only thing that has been captured is the speaker. Always it captures the speaker. The transcript is of the person who spoke, and there is nothing else here, right? So it's just that audio that has been captured and the video that has been captured of the active speaker at any given time. It doesn't capture the gallery view. So as long as you have not spoken in the meeting, you would not be captured.
The next question is about the limits of meeting stored, the GB storage of recording, etc. Like in that regard. A bunch of
So
questions.
as I said, the limit per recording is 1 hour, but how many recordings? Of course, this is a startup. It is completely free as of now. So there are no such limits in place, but they will happen at some point in time once they start monetizing this product. My suggestion to you is make use of it as much as possible. At some point, once they start monetizing it, if you're a Toastmaster, then you'll be, of course, forced to use the Toastmaster version of Yoodli because that is already paid for by Toastmasters, so you can use that. But here, most likely, it would be some kind of a subscription, $5, $10, I don't know. That is something for the owners to decide how they want to make sure that they can sustain this product. But as of now, there are no known limits. You can keep recording, maximum each recording up to 1 hour. And then if they run out of space, maybe they'll say, hey, your space is too much. We are going to limit you. But as of now, no, there is no such limits.
The next question is about the table topics part you showed in the Toastmaster website. Generally, the table topic is for two minutes, right? But there is only 1 minute written. So can we change the timing?
Oh, yeah. So here, as you can see, we can, in fact, customize the timings if we want to speak of a longer time. And remember, at the end of the day, this is just a, what I should say, suggestion. It doesn't stop once you hit the 1 minute. You could say, okay, give me 3 minutes, or you can say, give me 5 minutes, or you can even customize it. Say, give me 2 minutes. And now the table topic will be for 2 minutes. It's just a sort of a mechanism for you to decide what's your limit. To be frank, there is no difference between this option. And if I go back to the main menu, and if you say record speech or record table topic, the only difference between these two is if you click speech, it will not give you what to say. That means you are speaking of something that you have already prepared. There is, and again, you could decide you want it 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or you want it to speak for 7 minutes, or even up to, if you say 90, for example, it will stop you. Say, my limit is 59. So you could say, I want to speak for 20 minutes. Maybe you are doing one of those long projects of level 5 and you want to speak for 20 minutes, fine. So you can put 20, click done, and start speaking.
The questions are done. If there are any questions, I think people can raise the hand. We can unmute if there is time.
So regarding our today's meeting, I will not go through each and every person's evaluation, but I have shared the link in the meet to everyone. If you all want to see your own segment, how well you have done, click on the link. You will get something like this. Select your name, and then you can see your assessment as it was done by the AI. So from my perspective, I am pretty much done. I think I have covered the key aspects of what Yoodli is all about, how you can use it to record your own speeches or upload speeches or bring it into a Zoom meeting. And what are the areas that you can focus on in terms of checking the transcript, checking the coach's comments, checking your word choices, checking your delivery, eye contact, smiles. All of this are provided to you as analytics and areas of improvement. If you have no further questions, then I am done. I will hand over to the MCs.
Well,
Okay, there is one question, by the way, I would like to address from Ilias.
yeah.
It's a very interesting question in the sense that is Yoodli considered as one evaluator? So today, if we deliver the speech to be evaluated by Yoodli and tomorrow we deliver the same speech to Yoodli again, will we get the same evaluation? If we deliver the same speech to, let's say, 10 human evaluators, we will get 10 different feedback. Can we get 10 different feedback from Yoodli with the same speech? I think the best thing is, Ilios, try it out. Sign up for Yoodli and then do the same speech. But what you can do is you can record it and then upload it the same, because you want a baseline to see if the AI is giving you different feedback. As far as the objective feedback is concerned, I can't see how it can give you anything different in terms of your space will be the same. So it will tell you either you have spoken too slow or too loud. Your eye contact would not have changed. Your smiles would not have changed. So that objective feedback, not the subjective one, the objective one would remain the same. Subjective one, in fact, it doesn't do much subjective feedback. It only tells you that your English is either good or bad, and where are the areas that you can rephrase it. And in a way, I guess that is a good thing, because you are getting consistent feedback based on real objective data. Whether that is good or bad, that's a different question, but that is the scope of Yoodli as of now. But as I said, Yoodli is not supposed to replace humans. It is a supplement to what you already have as tools in improving your public speaking. Ilios had another question. Can Yoodli detect any depressions in the speaker's facial expression and recommend necessary treatment for depressed people? I don't think so. And in fact, there was an interesting question with the founders recently when we had a meeting, and they are very clear. They don't want to get into anything that is away from their core objective. They are not into handling something that requires very specific clinical data and professionals. That is not the objective. So I would say no. Yes, Randy has asked a question. Is it possible to copy paste the Yoodli transcript. This is actually one of my favorite features, because once it creates the transcript, you want, let's say you have a video or an audio file and you want to get the text out of that. Yoodli does that very well. All you have to do is, once the transcript is done, you can simply click on this copy transcript button. That's it. And then you can paste it anywhere you want in a Word document. Let's say you open Word. That's my Word, and I Control V, and I have the entire transcript. So perhaps if there is a secretary, club secretary, and he wants to have what I should say, the minutes of the meeting, he could simply copy the entire transcript of the meeting and he's done, or she is done. Any other questions? Randy says a useful addition to analysis would be detecting gestures that go off screen when speaking by video. Often gestures go past the edge. Very interesting. By the way, if you have signed up for Yoodli, it's very easy to do that. You simply come here and you can say, there is an option which is a form where you can suggest. And since it's a new company, it's a startup, they are very open-minded. Just give your name, what is the feedback that you have, and hit the submit button. Email if you want them to get in touch with you. That's it. Great. So I think I'm done now. I think I have addressed most of the questions. I hope you found this session useful. And again, I want to stress, Yoodli is not here to replace humans, at least as an ambassador. I look at it as something that will supplement what we are already doing, but it helps you to do practice in a safe space without judgment, because the feedback is visible only to you, and it's up to you how much feedback you want to incorporate into your next speech, as we do in real life. Thank you, and back to you, MCs.
Thank you. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Cajetan. Please keep the round of applause going for him. And let's come on camera and show some love to him, please. So, at least for me, I am really excited and looking forward to use the Yoodli app now, especially the game section. I think majority of us will now click on sign up Yoodli and see that feature. So why are we waiting, right? So please let me welcome the mastermind behind this event. The person who is beautiful and loves to talk. At least I can say that. It's not scripted, okay? This is my lines. She is none other than the Area K3 Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Dr. Gayatri Deshmukh. Please have a round of applause for her.
Thank you so much, Madam MCs, Yukta and Shayanti. Thank you so much for keeping the energy so high. I would like to, first of all, give my heartfelt gratitude to all the district officers of District 124, starting from our District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Ayan Pal, our Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Kaushik Bhattacharya, our Club Road Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Mohammed Zahid Hussain, who had been like into this whole Yoodli thing right from the beginning. Today, we also have in our room with us Division C Director, Zaman Hussain. We also have Division E Director, Yogesh Upadhyay, thank you so much. We also had our District 124 mentor joining us for some time. Our beloved distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer Helen Ghosh. And there were a few area directors also who joined them, like Rajni Parmar. Thank you so much for supporting this particular initiative. Personally, I have already started using Yoodli to generate reports for my club meetings. I've already done it for the 3 meetings after taking inspiration from Cajetan here. Thank you so much, Cajetan, for gracing this occasion and actually telling us how to get maximum benefit out of the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, on the closing note, I would just like to recognize a few names who were behind the success of this particular Odelay Odelay Yoodli education session. Arnab Datta, he did his level 4 manager project, pathways project with this particular project. Congratulations, Arnab, you did a wonderful job. We have Yukta Sada and Shayanti Acharji also doing their manage an online meeting project, which is another level 4 or a level 3 project, which they'll be filing with their pathways. So VP Educations are happy all over the clubs today. I would also like to thank Prerna Khelia for helping with the PR of this particular meeting. She made some really beautiful creatives in terms of posters and the videos. Thank you so much, everybody. And I would like to hand over the stage back to our lovely MCs, Yukta Sada and Shayanti Acharji.
Hey, Yukta,
Hey, Shayanti, tell me.
how is your interview preparation going on? Do you need some help regarding evaluation?
Oh, don't worry, Shayanti. Yoodli has got me covered.
See, that's the magic of Yoodli.
Odelay, Odelay, Yoodli.
Yoodli.